There's two ways in your life to achieve any objective you have. One is figure it out on your own by trial and error learning, and the other one is what? Modeling. Which one's a hell of a lot faster? Which one's less painful? Which one's more efficient? Which one will make you more money in business? So we have another person now for you to model who's created $1 billion business. His family comes from modest means, and yet they have vision about what they wanted to create, and together they built this company. He played different roles in this company, but what you're about to meet in Gerardo is the gentleman who really is in a position where he took that vision, made it real, and he did so powerfully that you might say, well, did we come in because they were in trouble? And you go, okay, I called, Business Master Inc. I want BMI to come here because we're in big trouble. This is a company that was growing, $1 billion company growing 10% a year. Gerardo's a man who was literally, from 2004 to 2008, created 200% growth, a little more than that for HomeX. He's the guy that took the company public. This guy's succeeding on a huge scale. That's why I really wanted you to be able to interview him. Like, why would a guy who's doing that well? Usually people, before they go for help, they gotta have enough what? But the most successful people, the Tonys of Zappos, right? They're the people that are always looking for the edge, right? They don't wanna look good, they wanna be great, right? They wanna make that happen at a different level. And so we wanna bring him up here so you can ask those questions of him. So let's give a huge hand to Gerardo, our CEO of HomeX. So we wanted to just get a chance to visit with you because, again, so many people don't have that X factor. They don't have that mindset of, I'm always looking. If I'm the best, I'm looking for more. Tell me what I'm not doing well. Tell us two things. Tell us, how did the company really get started? What was the vision? And tell us, how has that philosophy affected your ability to succeed and help to build this business with your team?
Okay, the company was started by my brothers. Two older brothers in '89, 20 years ago. I was working on a shirts factory. I was manufacturing shirts, and my yearly revenues was equal amount of selling 4 homes.
Wow.
Then I talked to my brothers and say, I will help you to sell five homes in 1 year, and my life will be more productive.
I think you've kind of surpassed that just a smidge. How many homes do you guys build a day? Or
in '89, 140 per year.
140 a year homes. And how many?
In '89.
In 1989.
In '93, when I joined the company,
yes.
500.
And how about today?
More than 200 daily.
200 a day. Give him a hand. That's unbelievable. Did they buy you some new shirts?
Oh yeah. I joined the company. We live in a small city in Mexico, less than 1 million people, and we start growing the company to different cities. Today we have presence in 35 cities all over Mexico. We are covering 80% of Mexico. We just started building homes in Brazil, in Egypt, in India. We are maybe the company that builds more homes per year in the world.
Wow.
Maybe.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, what do you attribute this success to? Tell us this philosophy of constantly finding a way to do things better. Most people, when they achieve a level of success that's that large, I mean, if you're selling 150 homes a year, and if you were doing 150 homes, at that stage, 300, 500, 600 homes, when you got to that stage, people say, I've doubled, I've tripled, quadrupled. We're the best. Why did you keep seeking ways to do things better? Why do you still do that today?
We work based on a theory called the theory of constraints. If a company can sell $80 per year and you can build $100 per year, what will be your revenues?
Right.
80.
Right.
And in the opposite, if you can sell 100, but you can build only 80, your revenues will be 82. Then your revenues are constrained by your factor with the lower capacity.
Right.
That's why we approach Chet, because sales was our constraining factor, and that's why we work on increasing our sales. If you look at the company compared with other companies, we are the largest, but if you look at the company in terms of the opportunity, we build around maybe 8 or 10% of the homes built in Mexico. And Mexico has 3% of the world's population. That means that we are a very small company in terms of the necessity, in terms of the opportunity of number of homes that can be built all over the world, and everybody needs a house. A house is the physical good that has a bigger impact in the quality of life of the families. And the quality of life of the families determines the quality of life of the societies and the countries. That's why we believe that a house is very, very important, and everybody needs a house.
Fantastic. And so now in India and Brazil, some of the other huge growth opportunities you're going through
Brazil
as
is twice the population of Mexico. Yes. India is 11 times and growing.
Wow.
Egypt is 70% of Mexico's population.
Wow. How did you make that shift into these foreign countries? How were you able to make that happen?
We say that we did it because we don't know.
You don't know your limitations. I love it.
When we start growing the company to different cities, all the people came to us and say, nobody has done that before. That will not work. And we said, we don't know. Let's try. And we start. Then we acquire the 6th largest home builder in Mexico. And a lot of investment bankers came to us and say, nobody has acquired another home builder in Mexico. And we say, we don't know. Let's try. And we did it. Then we are the only Mexican home builder listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are 18 Mexican companies listed in the New York Stock Exchange. We are the 6th most active in terms of daily trading. And the first 5 are monopolies, or they exist because of government concessions. We are the first company that is on a free market. We are not a monopoly. We have 8% of the market only. And a lot of people came to us. Thank you.
I love that you love doing well. Do you see that? He enjoys it. He doesn't hide it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And a lot of people came to us and say, nobody from Culiacan, the city, the town where I live, nobody from Culiacan has become public on the New York Stock Exchange. Any other home builder has become public on the New York Stock Exchange. And we say, well, we don't know. Let's do it. And in the same approach, we start these operations on new countries.
Yes.
Let me tell you a little bit about Homex. We have 16,500 employees. We have 6,000 suppliers. We give a new home to more than 60,000 families every year. That's 300,000 people, because it's in average 5 people per home. And close to 70% of the Homex workers, they don't have a base salary. 70%.
What percent?
70.
70%. Wow.
70% don't have a base salary. And the other 30%, we have a small portion of our income based on the operating profit of Homex.
Wow.
We have the same score. We are playing with the same score, and we are trying to reach the same goals as a company, as a team.
Yes.
Nobody is paid by their age, their background, their gender. and nobody's paid by their own results. Everything is team-based results. And we have been trying and learning, and that's the way the company has been growing.
It's beautiful. Now, you worked with some consulting firms before, BMI. Have you gotten the same kind of result? And tell us, what was your aha moment? You were already doing so well. You brought us in, and when did you really start to realize this was going to change the entire company?
We have had mainly three types of consulting companies. One that I think is very important is in terms of the culture of the company.
Yes.
Yesterday, Tony talks about the culture. The culture for us is the network of conversations, the way that we relate, the way that we interact, and we believe that the culture is the base for the rest of the team performance, etc. We have another type of consultant in terms of theory of constraints, and today we are very glad to have Chet and Jean and you working with us to increase our sales. As I say, we have only 8% of the market, and we believe that we can grow, not only in Mexico, but all over the world, our market share. We believe that in the long term, and for me this is very, very important, in the long term, the constraint in the size of a company is the owner's ambition. Wow. I am the constraint.
That's awesome.
I am the constraint in Homex. The market is there, the opportunity is there, the financing is there, and I believe that the same happens for most of the companies. I am the constraint, and I'm not feel guilty about that, but I feel that I am setting the pace, and I need to create the conversations to grow the company faster. From 2001 to 2008, our revenues has grown 2,000%. 20 times.
What's happened as a result of our interventions down there? What have you seen? What kind of results have you seen?
I am more convinced that I am the constraint. Let me tell you another story about how do I find Chet Hall.
Yes.
I was commuting to my work. As I live in a small town, when we have traffic, it takes like 3 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
And I was listening the XM radio, CNBC. And I was thinking, how can I sell more homes? I need to sell more homes. My constraint is in sales. And I listened to Chet's radio spot, and I said, this is the guy. And I talked to the 800 number. That for calling from Mexico is a little tough. And I talk, and the people who answer the call say, you can buy any program for $49 or $100, and that's enough for you. And I say, no, we need more.
I'm glad they had a larger vision, aren't you?
Maybe for you, we are in a small business, but we want to grow and we want to be a bigger business. And please say to Chet that this is our revenues, the type of business, etc. And then later, Chet called me, do you exist in Mexico? Yes, we exist in Mexico and we want to grow. Okay, then we invite Chet to visit us. And we as a company, we trust in their advice. We understand that there's a lot of people who doesn't want things to be changed.
Yes.
But my commitment is we will follow all their advices and all the requirements that they give to us, and that's the way we have been open, and we believe that we can grow much faster if we continue applying all these policies in the future.
What do you do to deal with change when so many people are so afraid of it? How do you deal with it? And how did you help us drive that change through the organization?
I think, okay, for me, the resistance to change, I am responsible of the resistance for change. If the people look at the new idea or the new opportunity as something that is possible and is convenient, they will do it.
Yes.
If they think that it's not possible or it's not convenient, they will be resistant to change.
Yes.
Then I can create the conversations to invite them to look at this new initiative as possible and convenient. Let me give you an example. We make a commitment as a company to work only with superstars. We have 3,500 salespeople. And we say to them, we only are going to work with superstars. If you want to become a superstar, we will train you, we will help you. But if you don't want to be a superstar, let's go find another job. We only want to work with superstars. We're giving a lot of resources, a lot of money invested in all these initiatives, but we only want superstars in the sales process. We have sales agents that have sold 5 houses in a day, sales agents that have sold 27 homes in 6 days. It's people that is making a lot of money. For the Mexican standards, they are doing maybe 10, 12 times the average of the Mexican income.
Wow. It must make you feel incredible to not only be able to put people in homes, but to have your own employees have such an extraordinary quality of life.
Yeah, as I say, we are proud that we have 16,500 of them.
Yes.
We believe that all of them are very well paid. We have, and yesterday somebody said about it, we have one of the greatest place to work in Mexico,
yes,
audited by the same institute. Yes. And we're working on that. We believe that most of the time that we are awake, we're working.
But what is work to you? Work is what?
Work is a game. And life is a game.
What's the purpose of the game?
To love, to learn to love. And to love is to give. You say at the beginning, living is giving or giving is living?
Yes, exactly right.
For me, that's it.
I see that.
Because for some people, I have a lot of money. And a long time ago, I have more than the money that I require in my life.
Yes.
I'm not making this because of the money.
Yes.
Every time I am needing less money, and every time I'm making more money. But not for me, but for everybody. For everybody, for all the workers, our suppliers, our investors, our customers, the authorities. We are the largest builder of water treatment plants in Latin America as a consequence of being a home builder.
That's amazing.
And we are trying to create more jobs and to bring homes to more people. That's our daily work. No. We don't want to suffer. We don't pay the people for suffering or for
Yes.
bringing a hard day. No, we don't like that. We want to play. We want to win. We want to make more people happy, fulfill their dreams, and having fun in the middle.
Pure magic.
That's it.
That's pure magic. That is awesome.
Thank you very much.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Questions? Yes. Give her a hand.
Hi, I'm Janet. I think your vision is just awesome. And I think at one time I used to be visionary, but I think I've been working too hard and I forgot how to be a visionary. So obviously I am the constraint to my business. I fully realize that and accept that. how does one become visionary again? How do you realize what you're possible of doing?
Great question.
Thank you. My goal for the last maybe 2 years has been not to become an invisible team member in Homex. That everything works without me. I don't want to be the hero that solves anything. I want to be transparent. I want to be that every team works, and when they achieve anything, that they say, we did it. I don't want to be the hero. I don't want to be the most important person in the company. And every email, every request that I receive, I am always asking me, who is the best person to do this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do anything. And not because I am lazy, that I am. But as I am the constraint, and if everything needs to be decided by myself, or anything needs to be approved by myself, I will become more the constraint. Then I am proud to say to you that I have nothing to do, and that's okay for me.
One more question. About right here, yes. Give him a hand.
I want to thank you. I've been inspired to buy your stock tomorrow morning.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
On top of that, learning what has gone on in the United States over the last few years with the housing experience
Yes.
has its effect on all of us in this room. Can you explain to us what maybe you learned from it and how you will apply that so that that same process doesn't occur in Mexico?
Yes.
Wonderful question.
Great question. Let me tell you something that for me is very, very important. The United States is 30% of the world economy, with 5% of the population. That means that every American is earning 8 times the average of the rest of the world. And in the rest of the world, I am including British, Germans, Middle Easterns, Japanese, etc. Your economy is quite different from the rest of the world. That's an opportunity because there's a lot of growth pending in the rest of the world. The opportunity is immense in the rest of the world. In my perspective, what happened in the United States is one of the most important activities to when out of the depression was housing. One of the most important activities to reactivate the economy after World War II was housing, levee towns, etc. The problem in the last 5-10 years, in my perspective, that's my point of view, it's that you kill the golden goose. You give a lot of money, a lot of credit to people who cannot afford. And the builders were happy because they were building thousands of homes. At the end of the day, I remember in 2004, 25% of the homes sold in 2004 in the United States never were occupied. What does it mean? That in the future will be an oversupply of homes, for sure. In Mexico and in the rest of the world, the situation is quite different. In Mexico, we have 2 very important institutions called the Infonavit and Fobiste, our national housing funds. We, as workers, we need to contribute 5% of our salaries to that housing fund. That housing fund is giving mortgages to the people. It's people who can afford the homes because they took 25% of our salary as monthly payment. We are not, we don't have, you have in the States ninja loans. Have you heard about the ninja loans? No? Ninja loans means not income, not job, not assets, anything. The mortgage brokers, what the approval process of a mortgage in the past in the United States was with a mirror. They put the mirror in the nose. Are you reading? You have a mortgage. That doesn't work. That's why I believe that you killed the golden goose. The home builders were happy for a long time, but they will suffer for a long time. In Mexico, we have 22.5 million homes. We have 103, 105 million people. 50% of the homes in Mexico do not have concrete floor. All those homes need to be improved in the next years. The average population in the United States is 48 years. The median age, the average age,
Yes.
48. In Mexico is maybe 18. We're waiting for all those customers.
And India and Brazil also.
And
right?
Brazil and India.
One final question, if we may ask. What would be the most important thing if you were passing on at some stage of your life to your children or to people that you wanted to mentor, and you would say, these are the 2 or 3 most important things to remember about enterprise, about business, about what you have to do to be successful long term? What would those 2 or 3 things, most important things be you would pass on to someone you love who you wanted to succeed in their enterprise?
The first one is death is not an invitation. The rest is an invitation. The life that you have, the work that you have, the family that you have is the one that you have created for yourself. You don't have the work, you don't need to suffer in your job. And the second, that is quite different from yesterday, is that nothing can make you happy. Happiness is a way of life. That's enough.
That's enough. You're the best. You are wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand.
Thank you.